Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to step away for a second. Like I was saying, we have to find ourselves a scale before we hit this DOT scale because I want to make sure that we scale out. Remember, we were a little heavy. So I'm going to look here and see if I can find a truck stop. I wish it would have like a half step, but it doesn't. I don't want to go down to Prim. Never backwards, always forwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and get off on this right here. In real life, this is a Love's when you get off on the 93 and go north towards Ely. Ely. I should know, I'm from Nevada. This is a little Love's right here. When you get up out of Vegas, though, there's a TA that's like right north, right up here. The cities are not obviously not to accurate standard, but they do a pretty good job. And over the course of this series, I'll let you kind of know the situation of those kind of things, like where real life things are like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up here, and we're going to stop right here, and we're going to get rid of that. We're going to stop right here, and we're going to scale our load to make sure that we are nice and legal. And if we need to get some fuel and stuff like that, we can do that. But we're going to stop at that Love's and do that. So we already did our pre-trip trailer. We don't have to log it because we already did it at the beginning of the day. But I am going to come down and go on duty for 15 minutes because we have to show that we picked up this load. We have to show that we at least hooked up to the trailer and everything like that. That's required by the DOT. You have to do that. So we're going to mark 15 minutes down here for that effect to show the DOT that we are nice and legal, and we're going to get on the road here. So I'm going to get back in the truck. Notice my time down there. We're almost at 11, but I'm going to go ahead, since I'm not going to hit this scale up here until much later. I'm going to go ahead and mark that I did my 15 minutes. And then we're gonna get on our way here. You have to be accurate to the time that it is currently to what you're doing. So even if it goes over like a few minutes, like if we're loading now, we went off duty when we got here, or we went on duty to show the drop when we got over to wherever we were going. But now that we're here, we're gonna go on duty and show that we're delivering. Like I said, even if it's a little bit earlier than 11:15 when I go back up onto the driving line, I'm still going to do that because I have to be as accurate as I can to the moment of what we're doing. And if I'm on the road and I pass this scale that's up here, this DOT scale, if I get called in there and they inspect me, they're going to want to make sure that I'm on the driving line if I'm driving. If not, you could be in some serious trouble. So I'm going to mark that, and then we're going to go. Let's get on it. Again, here's our job. We're taking furniture from Las Vegas to Cedar City, Utah. 9 hours to do it. We'll do it here in about 3.5. I got an email. Let me see the email. Brand new Volvo truck for sale. Visit our showroom in Las Vegas. Okay. Thank you very much for sending me spam email. I don't know how you got my email. But I guess it's better than getting it about car warranties. I'll just get it about my truck warranty, which is a real life thing. I do get them all the time. Okay, let's get back in the truck here and see what we're dealing with. We got our brakes pulled here. I'm going to turn on my engine, get my air pressure going and stuff like that while I talk to you. We have to make this turn right here. Luckily, there is a trailer, but it's just a short little 28-footer. So I think we'd be able to make this turn and get out of here. This trailer right here is what I'm worried about, though. When I make this turn and get out of here, this one worries me a little bit to get around it and stuff like that. But we'll just watch this mirror right here to make sure that our trailer is not going to be anywhere near this one. We'll try to make this turn. We'll cut it deep and then we'll cut back and out. So if I can't, then we'll reassess the situation and we'll go from there. Again, we're going nice and slow. It's that triple axle. Now, I want to say this about the triple axle. You're turning, when you're turning a triple axle, normally on a double axle, your turn radius comes right in between the two tires. But on a triple axle, it's actually in the middle of the second tire. That's where your axis, your pivot of axis is right there in that third tire, where normally it's right here in between. We have to be aware of that when we're doing our turns and stuff like that. And these trailers sometimes are a pain in the butt to drive, but we've done it before, so let's get on it. Okay, now we're going to try to make this turn. We've already checked out with the security guard. We've already signed our paperwork. And we're going to get out of here. Okay, we also have to watch this little nose of our trailer right here to make sure it doesn't hit this pole that's on this side. That can happen. This whole back part, it can do it. I've seen it done before. Okay, let's look this way, let's look that way, let's get on it. Now, if there was a car that just happened to come by and make this right-hand turn, he's just going to have to wait for me. There's nothing he can do, nothing I can do. You try to get out of people's way as quickly as you can, but as you see here, I'm stuck in this situation. Nothing he can do, nothing I can do. So we're going to come out here, we're going to make this turn, we're going to get on it. I can tell we're really heavy just by the way the engine is acting. Now, normally when we come up to signs, they'll have whether or not we can turn from that turn lane or not. They'll have a little indicator whether you can or can't. This one doesn't have it, so we're just going to play it safe and get over here. That sometimes happens. So you gotta give it enough fuel when you go and let out the clutch real slowly, like, especially when they're heavy like this. I've dumped the clutch and had the engine die on me multiple times. It happens all the time. Like I said, I've been driving 13 years and it still happens to me sometimes. So you don't panic. You just put it back. You push your clutch in, your foot on the brake. Gotta switch gears here. You just put your foot on the brake, push your clutch in, and restart the engine. That's all you can do. Just don't panic. Just do it. Turn on my engine brake. I usually like to leave my engine brakes on. Just gives me an extra stopping power. We're gonna wait for this light to turn red. We're always going to be watching for that far right-hand lane on this. Coming this other direction. We're going to be watching it. I know I'm going through red, but yeah, there it is. Come on. I was already in the intersection, dang it. Now in real life, when the engine dies like that, you can actually feel it kind of lugging, and if you push in the clutch and you hang on, come on, damn it. I wonder if this truck is only the 4 gears. noticed that about the game. They're not always 18 speeds. Sometimes they're different speeds. This one looked like it's probably just an 8 speed with a high-low selector. But, yeah. We're just driving here. You know, you're paying attention to your signs, paying attention to traffic, looking ahead of you. See if I can go up in range now. Yeah, it looks like it's only got them gears. Apparently it doesn't have a range selector. That's fine. We'll just go 65 and call it good. And the big thing to remember about a truck is sometimes you do drift into this other lane. That's why when you try stuff like that, I gotta get off of this exit. It's funny, this exit really looks like this too in real life. Okay, we're gonna get into the fuel station right here. Just keep in mind it is a little different driving here than it is in real life. But that's okay. I'm gonna go after this car. What the hell that guy was doing? Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on. Get it. Get it. Get it. Hearts. That's nice. Okay. Yeah, most of the scales are on in the fuel island where that is. It's funny how much this looks like the actual Loves right there off this exit. Yeah, let's not speed through the truck stop. We want to watch for people crossing and stuff like that. So just take it easy through these truck stops. Some people just go flying through them, and I hate that. 10 miles an hour is pretty accurate. It's about where you want to go. Okay, now we're going to make sure that our rear of the trailer's on the cat scale and then our front of the trailer. So sometimes if we have to get out and just make sure, just look around, see it's not quite, we have to go up a little bit. Probably about do it right there. Yeah, it's about as far as we can go forward. Let's see how our back's looking. Yeah, we're a little off. We're a little off. So we gotta readjust. So since sometimes there's people waiting around, we're just gonna circle around and do it again. Start out low this time. Now, in real life, even with heavy loads, you can normally start out in like first or second gear. It's not normally as punishing as it is in this game. It's just something I'll have to get used to. Let's see if we can cut through here. Yeah, we can cut through here. It's not as punishing in real life than on this game. It's just it is what it is. So, we hit that curb, but that's okay. Sometimes you got to drive over curbs. Like I said, unlike this game in real life, if you can hear the engine starting to lug and kind of stutter, you can adjust that, and you can push your clutch in and rev the engine a little bit, and it'll keep it from dying. But they don't simulate that in this game, so we'll just have to restart our engine. If it dies, it happens. Let's try to make this correct this time. Going to low gear here. Try to swing back around on our trailer. Alright, we're going to come up here and we're going to get out and look. Well, that's just on there. And the rear is just on there, so we're going to weigh it. There it is, 72,000. I think we're good. About half tank right now. I think we can make it up to Cedar City. And there's another truck stop up there if we get running on fuel. But let's go. Let's get it going. Now we're going to say that we use the app. We didn't have to go inside. Most of the time you get a scale ticket if you're inside. But I use the app. They have a nice little... Catscale has a nice little app on their phone. You just use that. You're good to go. And so we scaled out. The app on our phone told us we were good, so we're gonna go. Remember what I was saying about the 80,000? We're 74, so that's good. We're heavy, but we're good. See, I even skipped over first gear right there. And you can do that, like I said, if you match your RPMs and your road speed. You can skip gears. You just have to kind of be careful doing it. You don't want to lug the engine too far. Okay, now we're going to look over here. We're clear, so we're just going to get going. Just gotta wait for it to be clear and then we'll go. I'm gonna check both ways, make sure we're clear. Even though it's only a one way, we're still gonna check both ways, make sure it's clear. We got another couple cars coming. We're gonna wait for these guys. I always like to make sure that I'm clear before I go, even if it takes me a little while. Name of the game is not hitting anything. Sometimes you gotta bully your way out here a little bit. I like to just get in the lane that I'm going to, because like I said, that car that just turned behind me, he's gonna try to sneak around me. That's his problem. They always try to do that. They'll just try to sneak around you and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to be a bully and just get out there, just get in the lane. Nothing you can do about it. Watching our cross traffic here because we know they don't stop. Normally there's a sign that says warning, cross traffic doesn't stop. But it doesn't always say that, so you just got to pay attention. watch that guy pulling out in front of us. Like I said, it happens all the time. They want to beat the big truck. Just make sure you don't hit them, because if you hit them, it looks worse on you. I assume that guy was just gonna fly around me, but we're gonna keep going. You should unlock your differential. I don't know why that was locked in. But yes, you shouldn't drive with your differential on. That's a good point. Unless you need it on, going through bad weather or whatever. Like I said, man, when you leave the truck, you leave it in somebody else's problems, you know. Whoever had it before us used a differential lock, and I didn't look to see if it was engaged or not. It doesn't do anything bad if you're driving. It just wastes your fuel. It causes you to use more fuel. You know, your drive line connects to all of the tires to make them go. So it's nothing bad. Just uses your fuel. We're gonna stay at about 65. We're coming up to the canyon now. This little 30-mile stretch right here is in Arizona. It's windy, it's curvy, and it's 55 miles an hour. So we're gonna do 55. We're just gonna let everybody else pass us, because if they want to go faster, that's on them. But I want to be safe through these corners and stuff. Usually those signs, when they say 55, there's a reason they're saying 55. So you want to be doing at or below that. Now we're leaving room in front of us just to make sure that we're not so close to the guy up in front. If he decides to slam on his brakes because he wants to check out a squirrel running across the road, we're going to make sure that we don't run into him, because that's our fault. Paying attention to our signs. Watch for falling rocks. We're going to make sure we watch for them. We're heavy, so we're going to stay in this lane right here. Sometimes in some states, it's, you can use your four ways to let everybody know that you're going slow. I don't ever like to do that personally, because that usually indicates that there's a problem or an issue. But if I'm going super slow, I'll turn on my four ways, let everybody know I'm going slow. So we're trying to keep our RPMs about that mid-range, what I was telling you about. Peterbilts don't have that green thing like the Volvos do, but still we're trying to keep it between 10 and 1500 RPMs. Did a pretty good job modeling these canyons. They obviously go for a lot longer, but I get the same feeling of driving through the canyons on this game. Port of entry, 1 mile. Oh crap, let's hope it's closed. Come on, is the lights flashing? Hey, we got a green, let's go. Lights are flashing, it was open. Well, we got the green, so we're just gonna go on. Not today, DOT, not today. It's funny, that's actually what the DOT station there looks like. They did a pretty good job of getting that pretty accurate. Oh man, that sucks. DOT getting them guys. DOT, they can inspect your vehicle, and they can check you over to make sure that you have everything all correct and stuff. They're just doing their job, you know, but it's, you know, if they want to find something, they can, and the tickets are really, really high, and you get points on your record, and it's just not good stuff. So it's best to just keep going if you get the green light, and just get out of there. Coming up to St. George, Utah. It's a pretty beautiful place. They did a pretty good job of modeling it. Oh, here we go. He wanted to decide when he wanted to slam on his brakes before he gets off the freaking interstate. I have it happen all the time. Stuff you just gotta watch out for. That's a pilot right over there at exit 4. That's there in St. George, Utah. It's exit 4. That's pretty accurate. That's what it generally looks like. You have to actually go around the whole thing to get in there. Like I said, I've been doing this for 13 years, so I know a lot of truck stuffs out there. So Cedar City is the second major city that we come to here in Utah. So we're just gonna keep on going. We're okay on fuel. I think we're gonna make it before we run out of fuel, so we're good to go. I'm just using my low and high gears to maintain my speed here. Switching back and forth between them, trying to keep it in that good range. 1500 is about the max I want to take it, unless I'm like going uphill and I need more power. But if I'm regularly driving, 1500 is about where I want to be on the high end. I prefer to be around 1000 RPM, but you can't always get that, just depending on the situation. Just burns less fuel that way. Fuel's a big cost when you're out here on the road. Let's watch this guy. I always let him try to get over because the cars always want to go faster than the trucks. I'm going to flash my lights at this guy, let him know he's clear. See if he thanks me. Nope, he's not going to thank me. He's going to be a jerk. Okay, I flashed him. Let's see if he says thank you. Nope, he didn't say thank you either. Jeez, rude people today. Sometimes they might not see it though. We're in the middle of the day, so sometimes they don't see it. So now we got a truck coming up on the interstate over here. He's going to be slow coming up, so I'm going to try to move over. See if these guys will let me in. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's his responsibility to get up to speed to get on the thing, but we're going to try to help him out here. I got to be a bully and get over. Yep, that's what we try to do. We just try to help each other out here. Sometimes it doesn't work. I'm just using my engine brakes to let me slow down. Climbing up the hill. There's a big hill before you get into Cedar City. You got to go up and go down the other side. Notice our time has changed to 3:55. It's actually almost 3 o'clock Vegas time. Keep that in mind because we have to log our logs on our home terminal time, which happens to be Las Vegas for us. So even though we're in Utah, we have to log as if we're in Vegas. And that's all over the country. So even if you're on the east coast of the country, you have to log that you are wherever your home terminal is. Again, ours happens to be Las Vegas in this case. Okay, we're coming up to Cedar City. Gonna get off in this next exit. And we want to slow down before we get off the exit, but not slam on our brakes like that other guy did. And once you're off, then you start slowing down. Okay, we're gonna look. We're gonna look. We're gonna go. Now, I don't know if we have a dedicated turn lane signal here. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, so we'll just keep our eye on it. If not, we'll have to wait for these guys. But if it's green, we get out into the intersection, because then we can go. Even if it turns... Okay, so we got a green light. Let's get out there. Okay, place is going to be up here on our right-hand side. Check in with security, and if they even have security. See where they want us to park. Sometimes places don't have security. Let's hope they didn't close. Oh, good. They're gonna let us in. It's a good sign. Okay, again, they went, pull it over there and we'll get it tomorrow. It's almost quitting time. So we lucked out on this one too. You don't always get lucky, but sometimes you do. I'm gonna look in the settings and see if I can turn that auto park message off. Okay, we're gonna set our brake. We're gonna make sure our vehicle's in neutral. We're gonna get out and we're gonna check to make sure that nothing happened to the trailer. We're also want to look at it. We can look at our truck from here. I'll go ahead and turn it off so you guys can hear me. We want to make sure that it's not leaning left or right, because if it's leaning left or right, we had a load shift, and that's a problem. So it looks like we're on stable ground. Looks like everything's good. We went around, checked our trailer, make sure there was no holes in the tires. Everything was fine. We don't hear any air leaking, anything like that. So we're going to lower the landing gear. We're going to unplug, and we're going to see if they... we're going to see what happens here. Hang on. There we go. All right, great. We just leveled up, so we can show you this screen right here. Okay, this is the skills tree. If you guys are unfamiliar with this, I mean, you can scroll over and it'll tell you what the various skills are and everything like that. I don't like to do this one. I'm going to probably save this one for last. This one probably for last as well. But the ones I want to concentrate, one I want to concentrate on long distance to get longer hauls, and hazardous cargo. This right here is my bread and butter. This is what I do every day. I haul waste, hazardous materials, from explosives to everything you can think of that's hazardous. So I haul this. This is what I do currently. I've worked refrigerated. I've worked dry vans. I've done some triples and tankers, and I mean basically anything under the sun. Some of the things I'm not so familiar with, like the heavy cargo and stuff like that. I'm not really familiar with all of that in real life. I don't usually do any of that stuff. I've done one or two oversized loads and stuff like that, but they've all been very, very short runs. But this right here is my bread and butter. This is what I do. I haul explosives all the time. I do contract work for the government, so this is primarily right here what I do, and then I also do other things called haz waste. That's like a hazardous material that's going to a waste facility to be getting rid of. So these are two are the things that I'm going to focus on to begin with, and then I'll work on fuel economy. There's really no skill with fuel economy in the real life. You just kind of try to do your best you can. You can do little things to upgrade it and stuff like that, but yeah. So we're just gonna go for the big daddy of them all right off the beginning. We'll go for explosives. It's class 1 material. When we get an explosives load, I'll go over that, or any of these other hazmat stuff. They don't have radioactive in here either. I do radioactive. That's class 7. So it goes 6 to 8. Class 7's radioactive. I do radioactive loads. Basically, like I said, I do all this kind of stuff. So we'll go over into that fun stuff when it happens. But yeah, I think this is going to be it for this episode right here. What we'll do is we'll get on it next time. We'll look for another job and we'll get it. Thank you guys so much for watching the series. If you stuck with me this far, I know it's a lot of information. I'm gonna try to keep up the information as it goes. If you guys have any questions, if I've made a mistake on anything, you guys feel free to correct me. Like I said, I've been doing this for 13 years, so I wouldn't consider myself an expert by far in any of the situation, because there's guys who've been out here doing a lot longer than I have, but I do know what I'm talking about. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you guys want to leave a comment, tell me how I'm doing. If there's anything I need to change, anything I can do better, I'm always available for criticism and feedback. I appreciate that. But if you enjoyed it, also let me know that as well, because I like compliments. Who doesn't? So thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Remember, drive safe, be safe.